looking good right now, but the possibility of him regaining, motion in his legs and being able to walk again, that is a we got to worry about that. But Vanilla Bean over here blaming herself for it, and then she's just like, "It's all my fault. It's all my fault." And it's just like, "Girl, please stop. Not everything's about you. Not everything's about you."
Lawful wedded husband.
To be my
Barbara How Barbara hard.
With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Baby, let's talk beyond the gates. So down to the hospital, Shanice is asking, Ashley, what's going on with you and Andre, and or Andre and Danny, and she's not really giving her no time. She like, I'm focused on myself. I'm gonna be single. I'm gonna date myself. I'm gonna just work on self improvement. I don't want to learn French. She's being a delulu, and she's being delulu. She's being waffle, and she has attitude. And when it comes down to it, you and him were not a thing. Y'all were not exclusive. You went and got your motherfucking feelings hurt because you broke up with Derek and told Derek y'all can never ever be anything else ever again in this world, and decided to pop up at his house. That's your problem. You shouldn't pop up at his house. Call before you come somewhere. So she says, "Oh, we ain't nothing. We ain't nothing." And then in comes a cute little firefighter man and looked like he was working a triathlon, and somebody on a gurney. It's Derek. What happened? Derek has been pushing himself so hard with this triathlon. He started training too goddamn late, but that wouldn't matter with Derek because he was going to get in this triathlon, and he really did decide to go extra hard for it after she broke his goddamn heart. Derek, there was an S curve. Derek hit a horseshoe. He flipped over the handlebars and he hit his back. Now Vanilla Bean is crying like, "Oh my god, what if I did this to him? What if I? Oh my god, it's all my fault. It's all my fault." And Shanice is having to tell her to pull it goddamn together. Okay, pull it together. This ain't the time for you to be losing it up in here. This is a hospital. So Madison and Shanice is working together to figure out what's going on with Derek. Derek is like, the pain is coming from his lower back, and he can't feel his legs. So when they take him into surgery, he has something going on with his spinal cord. There was a bone fragment from when he, hit the pavement. They got the bone fragment. The spinal cord is, it looking good right now. But the possibility of him regaining, motion in his legs and being able to walk again, that is we got to worry about that. But Vanilla Bean over here blaming herself for it, and then she's just like, "It's all my fault. It's all my fault." And it's just like, "Girl, please stop. Not everything's about you. Not everything's about you." Crewneck Ted and Andre over there licking their wounds and getting drunkard, okay, being booze bags in his hotel room, being all sad. Andre, because Vanilla Bean turned him down and played in his goddamn face, and then he gave up Danny for somebody who he thought was rational and wasn't gonna blow hot and cold with him. And Crewneck Ted, because he feels like he lost his wife and he's done everything he could to make her understand just how much he loved her. And it's just like, that is not the case. If you did everything you could, you would have set boundaries with Dana Honolulu Sherry Wiggy Wonder, whatever the hell her name is. You would have set boundaries with her. You didn't do that. If you wanted to make this work, you would have gone to get therapy by yourself. You didn't do that. Couples therapy. You didn't do that. Also, you would have found a healthy balance in building a relationship with Eva and also being there for your family. He's prioritized building his relationship with Eva over his family, and whenever the family does something that he does not like when it pertains to Eva, he's either going to guilt them or he's going to feel some type of way, particularly Kat. Ooh, how is Kat going to feel about this, about a crazy lady living in the neighborhood? This is going to be messy. This is definitely going to be messy. Anyway, so they licking their wounds and they talking to each other, and Andre spilled some real stuff. Like, you really didn't do all you could to fight for your marriage. And he's like giving him the game. And at the end of it, Crewneck Ted thanks him because he was like, "You know what? You gave me what I needed, the strength that I needed to know that I could continue to fight for my wife and my marriage." Now, on the other hand, Nicole then called Vanessa and Danny down to the house. I said, "Where the hell is Pamela?" Okay, But they having a girls' day, it's a divorce party, they drinking, they having a good time, they dancing and emphasizing and dancing and emphasizing. Oh, Nicole, your haircut is boring. Your haircut is boring. I can take you to see my stylist, okay? I won't definitely do play to go back to her pixie cut look. It looks so good on her. I don't like the hair. I feel like the hair, if she gonna be divorced and living in her singledom and okay living out here and get dipping it and doing it, I feel like we're gonna see a change of hair come soon. I think we are. Now, Coral, the girls are having a good time, drinking and having a good time. We've Danny tells them they're her and Andrea no more. He wanted somebody more dull than her. Vanessa is like, I'm married, but I don't say it's strong. I got some reasons to stick in there and everything. But baby, they had a good old time. Okay, it says see you to each other. Cool, 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 right? Now the articulates then popped up on Daddy Dupree and Miss Anita to try to convince Miss Anita to go on tour with them. And she was like, nah, I got my foundation, I got my family. I want to go on tour. And this concert was for us to come back together and heal, but also for y'all to start y'all journeys as solo artists. Okay, and the girls are talking and they're reminiscing and they're tears, and it's just like they wish Barbara was there and everything, but they're happy they were able to come together and fix their relationships with one another and fix the friendships and actually bring their sisterhood back together. And as Sharon is like, no, I think it's either Sharon or Tracy, they were like, we wish we could have did this sooner. And Miss Anita was like, no, I don't wish we would have done this sooner, because I needed to unpack my feelings with everything that happened with Barbara to be able to speak to y'all. And we all had our journeys we had to go through before we got here. Sometimes it takes you a long time to get to the place you need to be at, but you always gonna end up there. Now, Miss Anita, after she says, see you later to the girls because a goodbye is too final. See you later because they're going to Chicago to start their tour. Hey, y'all go check them out. She says to, Daddy Dupree, I wish Barbara's family was in the audience. I should have reached out to them. I wish there would have been somebody in her family in the audience. Well, girl, you don't know, but now you're about to know. There was somebody in the audience, and there was somebody who's about to get that trust fund. Baby, you have supplemented Wiggy Wonder's lifestyle. So Peaches finally tells Wiggy Wonder everything she needed to know about her biological mother. Her biological mother is Barbara, but we were able to deduce that for a while now, and she's gonna get that trust fund, and it's gonna be a blow up next week. Y'all know Chelsea finna get kidnapped next week. That's messy. Anyway, he just tells Wiggy Wonder, your biological mother, her singing career, came to a stop. She was working dead end jobs. She never wanted children. She didn't want kids. And she had gotten pregnant. Now, who's the father? We don't know. I'm saying it's Dante Green. That's how I feel like. I think the biological father of Wiggy Wonder is Dante Green, and I think something happened with that situation. But that's just my thought. I got a feeling he finna come for money or he finna come for something. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, she didn't want children. I was a friend of hers. I was kind of not well off, but I had a stable job, so I was doing good for myself, and I wanted children and couldn't have them. She didn't want children and could have them. So she made me an offer that she would give you to me. But, I had to follow these things. I had to move away. I couldn't contact her. I couldn't tell you about her. And if you ever asked me what happened to her, I would have had to say she passed away. When Barbara began to show, Barbara went off to have the baby, and she actually named Wiggy Wonder. She gave her the name Dana, said she looked like a Dana, and Leslie was Barbara's grandmother's name. So that's where the middle name Leslie comes from, or Dana Leslie. How we focus on that. But she tells her all of this, and she's like, so did she ever care about me? Did she ever call? Did she ever check in me? No, she didn't. And eventually, years later, she committed herself to sending herself on to glory by herself. And Wiggy Wonder is like, what am I supposed to do with this information? It fills some holes with what, happened in life and where I came from. But what does this do for me? And she was like, listen, when I go on the glory and I meet my maker, I'm gonna go straight to, Barbara, and I'm gonna talk to her because she's making, a will out of a way for you. You are able to accept this inheritance of fortune. You about to accept this fortune, which Anita set up, which made great, strides for this trust fund. because she was guilty. So now it's going to be a big old issue there. Who is Wiggy Wonder's father is the question. I have so many questions, but this is about to be a messy next week. Here's my thing. I felt bad for Wiggy Wonder because not only do you find out that your mother was articulate, but she wasn't the big famous articulate. She committed self herself to going to glory on her own without any help except for herself. But also she never wanted you. Even though she, looked at you with love, she gave you up. She never wanted kids. So what does that do to somebody's psyche who's already on the edge? I don't know. But next week is gonna get messy. It is.